How are you? We are here direct from California, USA. Right now it's 4:37 p.m. 4:37 p.m. California, very nice day, nice temperature. Well, it depends who you ask, because right now it's kind of hot. But I know some other part of the country is hotter, way hot than here, better say. So anyway, we have a lot going on right here in the United States and around the globe. I'm here to talk about anything you guys want to talk about it. If you guys want to have any question, if you want to share anything. The only thing that I normally ask people is to be careful, be polite, be, respectful, and, let's keep civil, you know, which is, I think, is the best thing we can do to everybody right now. So, yeah, we are here. So it's Saturday today, 4:38 p.m., 4:38 p.m. afternoon. I know that some other part of the country, like not the country, but the planet, like Asia, Africa, European countries, it's probably already Sunday, right? So if you guys have anything to talk about it, I'm here to answer your questions and address any concern, all right? I'm here, and it was kind of nice week, a lot of things, totally not Steve. Hello, not Steve. John Edward, where are you? I am in California. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for asking. No, I'm not in a simulation. I don't think so. Hello, Total Not Steve. Thank you for stopping by. Ali, thank you. Charles Payne, thank you. Hello. There we go. John Edward. Wow, that's a nice name from Canada. Wow, we got 24 people out there. Folks, I'm in California, I'm in the United States. If you guys have any question, hello, Payne, thank you. Just ask me. If you have any comment, let's do it. Please just keep it civil, respectful. That's all I'm asking, all right? Come on. So I'm from India. Thank you. I want to say thank you so much for everybody from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all those areas. I have a lot of followers from there. I appreciate. Okay, respect from South Africa. Thank you. My respect to South Africa. The other way around is absolute reciprocal. Look, I'm gonna say bye, okay? I'm gonna put in timeout. 10 seconds, 30 minutes. All right. I am having a good day, thank you. Oh man, you stop by and just say hi and goodbye. Okay, man, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate. United States 2077. Hello, today I'm learning the asteroid. Oh my goodness. Wow, I believe so. Wow, that's interesting learning. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Divineful. Well, I think culinary is not going to be our topic right now. Who is Jesus really and did he exist? Wow, that's a very interesting question. Hey, why don't you check it out? My posts on YouTube, COTodd. Matter of fact, I post a few things. The past few posts, I post something about Christ. Just check it out, okay? Well, I think he exists, but I don't think the information on the Bible and other scriptures are absolutely accurate about him. You know, that's how I see it. But I appreciate your question. Has California really a good infrastructure or is it stagnating? Well, look, I think California can be better, but I think it's heading in the right direction. Okay, and this is very valid and important question. It could be better like every place else, but I think there is this understanding that we need to improve, and this is a good start. And they put sources into it, so that's another plus, right? Thank you for the hearts. Why are you? Well, there we go. This one, another one for timeout. Okay, let's put 30 minutes to start. Barry, okay, welcome, my man. I appreciate your participation, okay? Hello, watching from India. Look, my man, thank you. You are another one from India. A lot of people from India is stopping by. And for that, I deeply appreciate. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. Did Jesus know the hour? Well, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Cara, okay. What do you support, Palestine or Israel? I support humanity as a whole, but I have a special appreciation on what's going on with the Palestinian people. Okay? But if you want to know that I especially support Israel, absolutely not. I don't think anybody should be special in this planet. Everybody should have special attention as a human race. That's how I see it. I don't see privilege as a good option in life. But thank you for your question. Okay, Jesus even. Well, okay, I heard that too. That's a religious subject that I want to disappoint you, man, because there is two things that I don't really walk side by side. One is religion, the other one is politics. They are so similar. But I thank you for being there. The real question is he extraterrestrial, since he apparently did miracles and vanished into thin air after his burial. Well, this is an interesting conversation. You know, I think everything should be on the table. You know, my thing about the scriptures, especially the Bible, is the agenda. When they have agenda, things gets complicated. And remember, Christ, the entire story about him, historically speaking, was written by a group of people, the same one who wrote the Old Testament. So I have a problem with that. Same thing about the other books, like the Torah and Quran. You know, when you see this kind of book, they have agenda in there. So then we have to be careful. That's what I'm trying to say. Hello, little guy. Thank you. Hi. Janina, hello. Thank you. Mr. Clean with glasses. Okay. Eva, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Janina, thank you. All right. What else I have here? Triple A, BB, triple B, free all press doesn't. Okay. Believe, rest in peace, Yogo Jota. Okay. Again, I guess you're gonna have to go again. Let me remove him. 41 different authors in 1500 years, and they all refer to the Christ. Get it is right. Yeah, you know what? You're right. That's part of the problem. And remember, the most popular version of the Bible was, let's say, supervised. The translation was supervised by King James, and that is a lot of bad stories about King James. So I'm not saying that it's not a good book, because I know that it's good stuff there. I'm just saying that we have to be more critical and careful. Not only of the Bible, let's be fair. Everything that is written by man with a religious agenda, you have to be careful. That's what I'm saying. Hindu gods, yes, I do. My problem with the Hindu gods and all the other gods that they should get together and talk about this whole mess that we have right now on this planet and use all the power they're supposed to have and fix those things. You know, there is a lot of theory about the gods, but not much that which needs to be done is done. You know? Yes, in a way, you're right. You know, I like to respect people, but, you know, it's a complicated issue when it comes to religion, you know. And I try to be respectful, but it's complicated. Look, the most powerful religions, they have the main books out there. But they all try to defend their own agendas. We are all fractals of source. Interesting. People make it complicated. Well, you know, I came to the conclusion that you're right. Not only make, but we are complicated. I just don't know why, because I just don't understand why we have to take to have a very simple thing and complicated. Like, for instance, people need a religion to tell them that we need to take care of our neighbors, that we need to do good to people, that we need to respect people. Why I need a religion to tell me that, right? Common sense, which is complicated too. I don't want to go to common sense because it's very, very cultural. Christ's agenda is to you and you having with him. Okay. Do you think all these people that has been killed for no reason? Well, you know, triple A, triple B. We shouldn't judge a religion based on his followers. True. We shouldn't judge anybody or anything. You should just do what we're supposed to do. Don't waste your time judging anything. Just do what you gotta do. And don't wait for someone to tell you. That's what I'm saying. Do I have to tell you that you have to take care of your neighbors, take care of yourself, and be honest, and learn how to be honest, and things like that? People are evil because of their choices. What is the God name in the King James Bible? That's a good question, huh? That's a good question. I heard a few names, but I don't want to mention because I don't want to extend this conversation for too long. But believe I know a thing or two about the Bible. You were talking to a former religious leader. Don't miss it. Don't miss a thing about it. Okay. Do I love God? Well, let me talk about love. Guys, give me a second here. Since this guy, GTA Grow, she brought the love to God. Could you just hold on for a second? Let's do something here. Check my post later. I post a figure of Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on for a second. All right. Okay, let's do this. Let's pretend we all believe in God. We all believe in a God of what is our name? GTA Grow. Okay, the love. Let's pretend we love God. Let's pretend we're going to pray right now. Okay, so you say your prayer to God. Okay, in your mind, just very quick one. Say a few words. Okay, done. All right. So GTA Grow and everybody else who took a shot or decide to pray to a God, I'm gonna have a question for you. What color is your God that you just prayed for? How tall he is? What kind of dress code he does have? What is the language he speaks? Should I continue this? Because if your God is white, we may have a problem. And if he is black, we may have a problem. And if he is Asian, we may have a problem. Okay? If he's European, we may have a problem. So first, don't come with the story that he's a spirit, he's everywhere, he's this, he's that. It's more complicated than you think. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you think that your God is white, absolutely white, we got a problem. There we go. David, let's be easy, okay, David? Let's, you know, English. He made everything his God. Okay, he's God, right? Just God. Okay. He's Hebrew. Of course he is Hebrew. I thought he was Muslim. I thought he was, the father of Ishmael. I thought he was Arabic. I thought he was Buddhist. Hindi. Right? That's a very, very good question, Divine Fool. That's a very good question. Now, let's go back to the prayer. Did anybody came to the conclusion the color, the height, the dress code your God have? The race, language he speak? Absolutely not. Them are all the idols. Unconditional love is more frequency. Okay, I like that. He's a father of Jesus and everybody in the road. Okay. So at least now you are with, in part, with the Judaism, because Judaism does not believe in Christ, but his Judaism believes he is the God of Israel. Even impossible to imagine how God looks like. Oh yeah, tell me, Triple A. Oh man. God is just energy that we feel in our hearts. He's not a person. There we go. Now we're talking God today. You know what, guys? I'm going to let you guys navigate this thing. Perhaps we're going to get something good out of this conversation. But please, let's respect everybody, okay? We are talking here. It's a very important conversation. Let's be polite and well-educated people. Deal? Because it's a good subject, I guess. We are all children of God, so when you are racist towards someone, you're only going against your own siblings. Oh, you have to tell the Christian nationalist here in the United States. Let me tell you something, guys. Give me a minute on this one. I don't know if you know, but the evangelicals in the United States, who supposedly believe the God of Israel, and they also believe that the God is the Father of Jesus Christ. Okay? Let me tell you something. Here in the United States, you're going to find the black churches, evangelicals, and white churches separately. And then sometimes I go like, okay, let me see. So the black, they're praying to God. What color is that God? And in Jesus Christ, they are assuming that Jesus Christ is shining white or something like that, blue eyes. I don't know, like the European Western civilization describe him for maybe over 1,000 years now. But let me tell you something. I imagine they praying at the Baptist church, for instance, which have a lot of black followers, and the Baptist church, they also have white followers. So does God visit them separately? Think about this. Jesus hated denomination, it caused division. Yes, you're right about that. The Christianity was not created by him. Gospel or evangelical was not created by Jesus, which his name was not Jesus, by the way, but this is a conversation, a topic for a different conversation. But religion was created by man. Yes, his energy. There we go. Well, look, I don't know. I think the topic now is religion and God, DHH daily. It's not my fault. I'm just the conductor here, just trying to keep in order without somebody killing someone. Just kidding. Okay. Jesus Christ was Jew, probably, but he was most likely Palestinian. Well, he was born in that territory, so. And he was an immigrant in Egypt. So sorry, folks, I don't like immigrants. He was born in Bethlehem, Nazareth. He was raised in Nazareth for a good portion of his life, and good portion of his life he was an immigrant in Egypt, right? Yes. Okay. All right. No way. Sherry. Yeah, he was from the tribe of Judah and Israel. Yeah, but don't tell the Jewish community. They don't like that idea, okay? Look, you may agree if you're Christian, you may agree about the God of Israel, but you just don't agree with the Son of God. That's the problem you guys have, all right? This was nude with a child. Oh my goodness. Oh, you be careful, okay? I'm gonna remove you. Hebrew was 100% 100% God. Okay. Do you think the Romans considered Jews a troublemaker because he tried to start a new religion? Probably. But the priest, the Jewish priest, was the most angry in this one. Competition, right? So is the old Bethlehem the same Bethlehem today? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's a good question. I don't wanna be creative on that question about the Quran. I know just a little bit about it, so I don't wanna guess talking here. Okay, Sherry, thank you. That was Muhammad. Okay, Prophet Muhammad. I don't get how Mary was birthed without a man. Well, I know, right? Complicated. Well, on these days with the technology, you would be surprised, right? Right. It's strange. It is. Did Mary just have a baby? Oh my goodness, I don't know about that, man. Just let's be careful there, right? No, I didn't. I kind of answer your question. What I'm saying is I don't want to go talk about the Quran because I know very little and I want to guess about anything on the Quran. I don't want to create a problem on that or be, you know, I don't know about the Quran much, just a little bit. But I appreciate your question. Okay, Sherry. I'm always wondering about civilization and evolution. Do you have any thoughts on that? I do. It's interesting what you're mentioning because to me the theory of evolution is not absolutely right. The creation of this planet, I don't think is right. I think it's missing information. Look, let me give an example, okay? DHH, all right? Um, when they carbon date everything on the planet and say, okay, the Earth has this billion, years old kind of thing, I don't think is accurate. You know why? Because the Earth itself was a formation from elements that was already existing on the system, on the universe, solar system, whatever you want to talk about, because we don't even know what came out of the solar system. We know very little about that. Okay? So we can't even talk about the aging or the age of this planet because everything everything out there already existed. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk about thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, and billions, it is another thing that I have to say that I'm not 100% sure. Evolution, I don't know. I know the theories out there. I don't know. I sometimes tend to believe in some sort of a alien kind of possibility. And I've seen some theories out there, but I'm not 100% with either ones. I think it's interesting. But when it comes to dating, carbon dating, I don't think is accurate. But I'm not a scientist. All right? I hope I kind of answer a little bit. But when it comes to gods, then things get really complicated among us. Because most of the people, when they talk about God, God's creation, God's power, God's knowledge, God's understanding, etc., I don't understand. Gods out there, they have all this power, and because of the free will and free agency, he don't want to intercede or get involved and help someone or some situation, like killing, for instance, like nuclear bombs. So I don't get it because the argument is normally is free will, right? And free agency. I don't get it. I don't accept that. And that's my problem with the God's theory out there. And I know a few. Okay? Because if you're telling me that God, for whatever reason, could not intercede, could not get involved in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, I don't accept that explanation. Neither the 60,000 people that are dying or more in Palestine and Africa. for that matter, and other European countries like Ukraine and Russia, because it's dying on both sides. And this war, and you know what? Let me tell you something, guys. This is why I have problem with politicians and religion. You guys can go right now and check the Bible and the Quran and the Torah, and you see a lot of wars, invasions, homicides, genocide, and God's there. And some of the wars and extermination was God's will, according to those crazy people. That's my problem. Because according to John and some other apostles, and Christ itself, God is love, absolutely love. And God knows everything. How can you know everything and don't and allow these things to happen in the name of the free agency or free will or whatever you want to call? That's my problem with God. With all due respect. And I'm not saying that God doesn't exist, but I'm about to leave this planet, right? Like a lot of you guys do, I'm assuming. If the God exists, let me tell you something. I'm going to have a problem. He's not going to like me. Because I'm going to have to talk serious talk. I don't want to go against things that I can't explain. But I want to be fair with the religious people. Can I be fair? Science does not explain everything too, either. And that's a fact. There is a lot of explanation from science that is a huge, big time BS. So, but if I have to choose, I will pick science for now. For now. Now, aliens, because this is a huge topic right now, right? Aliens, I don't think that everything we see out there is the aliens from other planet. Let's put it this way. UFOs. Maybe they've been here for a long time before us. That's a possibility. But I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days we'll find out for sure that alien does exist. Now we got a problem. Probably most of the aliens, they're not as friendly as we see in some movies out there, right? So if there is aliens out there, we have to be careful. We have to cross our fingers and say, I hope they want to be here for a good cause, because we don't know yet. But if you have to pick between gods, because gods, according to all religions out there, which they are millenars, they've been here around for a few thousand years, right? They've been around in all the wars on and off, all the wars on and off, all the empires on and off, you know what I mean? And people continue to pray and understanding that God intercedes, God helps this group of people, this nation, right, Israel? And then sometimes that nation, right, Arabic nations, and then it helps this evangelical nation, this Hindi nation, you know what I mean? If it is true, so this is a war between gods. And they're mocking us. My problem, one of my problems, as you probably noticed that I have many, is that if you have all this knowledge and you have a heaven and you do this, you do that, and for thousands of years, billions of people with B died because of wars and the stupidity of your creation. Because all the gods looks like they have one common understanding is that we are somehow their creation, their idea. Some say sons and daughters, right? And they see this happening. You guys cannot imagine thousands and thousands of children dying because humanity or humans is stupidity. And the Zionism is clear. All the wars and conquering is a God will. Should we continue this conversation about God? You believe in Jesus, you believe in the God of Israel, and you are telling me that this is a God's will. I cannot continue this conversation. Let's see where we at now. Man, I'm so far down there. Folks, I'm not going to read all the message there. I just want to say thank you for all the messages. Man, there was a lot. There is only one God right now, and that's Aries, God of War. Hey, you got me on this one. You got me. Oh, yeah. Green poncho. Okay. Okay. All right, green poncho. Thank you. Okay, DHH, I appreciate. Adam and Eve, thank you. Okay, that's another interesting story, isn't it? I thank you for that question because I read that story so many times and I think about it and I think about it because there is so many information on that thing and so many misinformation on Genesis that you go crazy, right? So anyway, let me talk about the Genesis, the creation, right? Adam and Eve. Can I do that now? Do I have time? Well, look, according to the story, first was created, Adam was created, and then God, which he wasn't alone. According to the story, okay, he wasn't alone because he used we when he talks about the creation of a man. He said, we shall. So obviously, when you say we, that means that somebody was with him. That's the first dun thing in there, right? Oh yeah, good. Tell their triple A, triple B. Tell their families and try to convince them, okay? But I got your point. So anyway, if you talk about DNA, let's talk about the Adam Eve, right? Divine fool, right? I don't want to lose here. Sorry, folks. So with this thing about that we're talking about now, the all the homosexuality and all the stuff, it comes to my mind that, hey guys, wait a minute. Are you ready for this, divine fool? A woman came out of a man, and then a woman was made out of a man. They took his rib or whatever part of his body, And he decided, which today is being proven that it's possible to do that, scientifically proved, right? Now they can create organs now. How about that? So think about that for a second, divine. First was the man, and then they decide to, they, it doesn't say that God himself, it says we, okay? Now what you want to talk, what you want to think about this is a different story. But, so then he took something from the man's body and made a woman. And the phrase was more or less like this: it's not good for the man to be alone. So, and made a woman, I'm sorry. And then thousands and thousands of years later, we were having people with the identity problems. And then I wonder why. Right? But there is so many other things to talk about it. And then we hear the story about they were cursed out of the Garden of Eden, and then they have sex, and then they have children, which now complicates even more. Cain, Abel, what happened, the killing and everything else. Cain go to some other part, and then they find the woman there. That's even more complicated. I don't want to go there now. But Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, it's a very, very, very complicated story. I rather give my opinion if you have any specific question on that one. But I think way more stuff happening there. And nobody knows, by the way, nobody knows for how long they lived. They both lived in a Garden of Eden. Nobody knows for sure. Because there is one thing that Genesis doesn't help much, it's about timing. Remember, it was written by Moses. Well, I'm not in competition of knowledge. I appreciate life. I believe that God will take good care about those who lose their lives unjustly. Again, tell them, stop by. Stop by and tell their families. But I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your opinion, and I mean it, okay? No? Keyword we, exactly. So God wasn't alone, whatever God was. Well, on that story, the God there was the God of Israel. It wasn't Allah. Or are they the same, huh? Divine Fool, very interesting man. Thank you. Thank you, Jack Boy. Thank you. The Adam Eve story is, well, I don't mean any disrespect. Actually, I really like that story. I really do. Because there is so much to learn about that and so many questions. I really appreciate, that is one of the few books that I appreciate on the Old Testament is Genesis. but I'm telling you, it's full of missing and information and parts, but still it's a great book to questioning, you know. And I give a credit for someone who took the time to write something like that. A lot of fantasy on it, but it's still interesting. That's why we're having this conversation right now. But the chronogram does not match science at all. And then we have a problem. Hello, Mr. Enigma. Thank you. Yeah, Allah is just mean the God in English. Yeah, I know that. Look, let's do something here about Allah, God, Elohim, and all the other names. Let's do something here. Hi, you can call me COTodd. What's your name? Well, I'm triple A, triple B. And what is the God's name? Oh, you can't say it. We don't know, it's just God. But God is a title, Mr. and Mrs. God is not a name, it's a title. Okay? Okay, hello, Epic Fan, thank you. Yellow, thank you. Yes. Oh, yeah, well. Okay. Well, let's put this guy to rest using bad words. Hello, Vinny. Hey, guess what, Vinny? My grandson has a name, Vinny, Vincent. One of, I have 7. So Vinny never understood the whole concept of God, and I have a feeling I'm not supposed to. I like that, man. I like that. By not understanding, guess what? You're beginning to understand. Less you understand the concept of gods or God, you're better understanding what's up. Thank you for your observation. Thoughts on Lucifer and his story. Lucifer doesn't exist. Well, Lucifer, Satan, and all those names came centuries later of those scriptures. You know, centuries later. They are all figures from other religion, kind of. You know, people believed in certain gods and gods of evil, gods of this, gods of that. Those names, Lucifer, evil figures, it doesn't exist really. You know, it's interesting because I watched the entire, it was on Netflix, I don't know if it's still there, the entire series of Lucifer. There is a lot of interesting things. There is a lot of fantasy and stupidity there too. But I found interesting because it's a TV series. It was on a Netflix. I don't know. It called Lucifer. So, but anyway, Lucifer, Lucifer, Satan, all the other demons. This is man's creation. That's my opinion. Now, if you ask me if that is evil, yes. Yes. All kind of evil. The meaningful, the involuntary evils, the opportunist evils. Oh, there is a lot of different evils out there, but they are real. They are people like you and me, you know. Yeah, it's kind of right, divine fool. It's kind of right. I don't know what make of that thing, but it was kind of interesting. But there is a book, okay? There is a book, and they made a movie out of that too. It called The Devil's Advocate. It's a long time, 90s, I believe. The movie was in the 90s, I think. The Devil's Advocate, and they have the book too. By the way, my favorite quote on that book and that movie, you know which one? When the devil says on the end, he goes, vanity, definitely one of my favorite things, right? And I agree. So, my man, I'm gonna put this way, kind of finishing up my, wrapping up my opinion about Lucifer. I don't think it's a figure that you should worry about it. I think I'm doing good now for you. Don't worry about Lucifer. Worry about yourself. It doesn't exist, okay? Don't worry. No, I'm not. Thank God. Just kidding. I don't believe it. I'm just kidding with my friend Jesus himself. Look, Jesus himself is asking me if I'm Jewish. Is Jesus trying to be my friend? I like your name. I really do. By the way, I hope you don't get offended, Jesus. But I don't know if you got the memo, if you read the memo, but Jesus was Palestinian. Okay, sorry for the disappointment for all the evangelical and Christians out there. Hey, look at one of my videos. I published this video on a 3 platform, on a TikTok, on a YouTube, and Instagram, okay? It's there. I was asking about the color of Jesus. Okay, I read some documents some years ago, and about Pilatus and some kings, governors at the time of Jesus, sending letters to each other about Jesus. And the description will disappoint all the Western civilization. Forget about the blue eyes and the beautiful white skin, all right? So, Jesus, thank you so much. I hope, Jesus, do me a favor, especially you. Can you subscribe? You know, I'm also on Instagram, Carlos Todd, TODD 63, okay? And TikTok, Carlos Todd 56. Subscribe. I like your name. So, answering your question, Jesus, no, I'm not Jewish. And not Arabic either. Well, I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe I have some blood of both. Who knows? We are all mixed, right? But by profession and inspiration, neither are. Lucifer is the worst show of all time. Look, guys, if Jesus said that, you better believe, okay? Triple A, triple B. The devil's biggest accomplishment is to make people believe he doesn't exist. There we go. I thought it was the other way around. I thought his biggest accomplishment was to make people that he exists. But I appreciate Triple A, Triple B. I appreciate. Vincent, Vinny. But what I have concluded is that what makes faith strong is doubt. Doubt is what keeps people talking about all the aspects and opinions and the things you like, God, and things we don't like. Let me tell you something about faith. Faith, you can't discuss faith. Faith is a not normal behavior that you cannot question the insanity of it, because faith is a religious related. If you believe something crazy, 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 and if it's not religious, you're crazy. Okay? If you believe in something absolutely crazy, but if it's not God's related, you are crazy. But if it is God's related, even if it's crazy, 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 we call this faith. What are you going to do with this information? It's up to you. But I like the participation and your opinion. I really appreciate. I really do. And thank you, Vincent, Vinny, thank you. Jesus himself, ha 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 ha. Oh my goodness. I bet you're saying, oh my God. I would say, oh my goodness. Thank you. Invokes a lot from people. I appreciate, man. This is a very good and important conversation, isn't it? It is. And from California to the rest of the world. Huh? How about that? 5:34 p.m. Saturday. I know some of you guys, it's already Sunday. And I appreciate for being that late talking and, being with us right now. We appreciate. Hi, Jesus. No, look, Jesus, you got another follow right there. Right there. Hey, Jesus, send him your information. Maybe lost my keys. I thought you lost your faith. All right. You see, Jesus, you got a fan out there. Yeah, you know what? Probably, huh? Folks, for those who doesn't know, I've been in the United States for over 3 decades. Probably some of you was with God before coming over here when I got to United States. But anyway, I'm originally from Brazil, okay? So you guys know. But over half of my life I've been here. Now you figure my age, oh my goodness. He was a carpenter who smoked weed and hung out with hookers. No, I don't think. Well, you know what? I don't know if he smoked weed. I don't think they really had that kind of weed we're talking about. But yes, he was, according to the scriptures, he was among the sinners sometimes. Because according to him, people who was in good, health conditions, didn't need a doctor. So that's why he was with the sinners, including prostitutes. But in a good way, right, man? Let's respect the man, even if we don't know him, right? Do you talk about politics? Man, if I talk about politics, look at this. The 2 worst subjects to talk about is politics and religion. But yeah, we can do that. We can do that. The only thing, folks, I mean, jokes apart, let's be very respectful. Deal? You know, we can talk about things, even kind of be funny, but let's be very respectful. Let's try not to hurt people's feelings, for instance. And you have to understand that Jesus himself is among us today. Right, Jesus? Bad show, bad show. Are you talking about the Lucifer one, Jesus? What is your Instagram? Oh, thank you for asking. Finally, someone wants to know more about me. I appreciate Instagram page. There we go. Carlos Todd, Todd. Carlos Todd, one word, Todd, 63. 63. TikTok, same thing with the number 56 on TikTok. Carlos Todd 63 Instagram, Carlos Todd 56 on TikTok. And by the way, folks, let me do my propaganda, my commercial now. One, I do live presentations on a Saturday and Sundays, which is horrible like this one. But people pretend that they like it, and I love it. I'll take that back because I don't love, because I do not understand. DHH, thank you for subscribing. I see you there. I appreciate. But anyway, I really like knowing that you guys don't appreciate this conversation, but you're still there supporting me. Thank you. Faith is a mindset. Absolutely. Absolutely right. And I know a little bit about faith. A little bit. Yes. Yes. Faith and believing, it's amazing. People who live their entire life based in faith and believing. Faith and believing can make someone ignore science 100% just because they believe in their faith. I respect that. I do. I think it's kind of concerning, but I know. John 3:16, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, yes. Whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. You see, let me tell you something, Ryan. This is my other problem with religion, faith, and believing, okay? You guys want to hear? And look, I am a former believer. Thing is this, all the promising, and all the great, the wonderful, terrific things that can happen to you, it comes after life. And I have a huge problem with that. Huge. Heaven, it's somewhere. In order to get there, you're gonna have to die first. Yeah, I know we have some things, good things here and there, whatever. But the big prize, the first, second, and third place, it's only when you die. But I'll tell you this, folks, seriously, and it can be funny too. I have a commitment. You guys want to hear my commitment? And my commitment is to myself and to anybody or everybody out there who listen to this and maybe is going to take a look on this live presentation one day when I'm not around. But let me tell you something. When I die, I'm going to do everything possible. I told people many times, but it's mind-bugging, this idea that you need to die to go to paradise. But when I die, if there is anything after life, that I know a lot of theories about that, believe me, I do. I will do everything possible to come back and tell you guys what is it. Deal? You're a communist. Comrade! Oh my goodness. Look, we got Jesus here. Now we got a communist. Very, very comrade, SIDD communist. You are very, very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I don't give a hoop if you're a communist. You are welcome. And if you're further right, further left, far right, far left, you are well welcome here. If you got a religion, if you don't have a religion, let's talk. But let's try to be civilized and respectful to each other. Deal? Thank you. Hello, David. I appreciate. Okay, me with my whatever. Stop by. Thank you. Omar, I'm Muslim. Well, Omar, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't guess with your name. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate. Look, Omar, I hope you don't mind, but I don't know if he's still around, but we had Jesus today here. But and I'm picking on him all the time, but he's a nice guy, I guess. So thank you, Omar, for stopping by. Okay, we got a 19 likes out there. Look, let me give you some information about me in case you want to know. On the professional side, if you guys want to talk to me about what I do here in the United States, you can contact me on Instagram. CarlosTodd63, CarlosTodd63. There, you subscribe, you can ask me questions and I'll answer. Just send your message and I'll respond. I will answer the questions on the order that was received, okay? Sometimes it takes a little time, but I'll tell you. But basically, I provide professional and personal, private professional assistance here in the United States. Everything, including visas, okay? I'm not gonna go in details because this is not the purpose of this live. My live presentations here on Instagram and TikTok is just this, having a conversation in a good way about serious topics like politics, religion, and other complicated topics. All right? It was, David. It was very funny and fun. And you know what? You know, it is good to learn from each other. There is no better way to learn than with yourself. Folks, let me tell you something. I've been pretty much most of the time, right now, I've been pretty much with myself. People like to say alone or lonely, but I want to say with myself. And let me tell you something, folks, I really appreciate what's going on with me right now. And let me give you some news about that, okay? If you don't appreciate time with yourself, I mean really appreciate, you got a problem. You got a problem. You have to learn how to be with yourself most of the time because you were born by yourself in most cases. And when you depart, you're probably going to be put somewhere by yourself. Well, I don't think you're going to be there as just a dead body, but some believe in cremation and other stuff. That's up to you guys. But I'm just saying that uh, try to learn how to appreciate yourself, you know, and it will be better. I kind of lost my what I was saying, but okay. I like talking to someone who is willing to actually debate rather than being biased. You're right. So hearing you speak is like a breath of fresh air. Thank you for actually being neutral. Thank you. Well, I don't think I am neutral, but I'm just trying to respect. You know, I think we all have positions in something. You know, what is your name again? Angel. It is fair to say that, you know why, Angel? You know why? You want to know why? Because we are individuals. Individuals. That means that there is no other you out there. Can be pretty close, but not another you. So you is you and me is me, right? But what we can do is learn how to listen, hear, and opinion. I have this old saying, okay? I'm gonna give it to you. This old saying says that opinion we give when somebody asks, and we still have to think about it. You know, but I don't think I agree with anything, but agree is not important. Agree is not important. Listen, learn how to listen, how to have a conversation, it's important. Right? And it's good to have a friend that thinks differently. It is not a bad idea. Right? James. Okay. Let me put James. Time out for now. Looney Tuners. Hi, sir. Hello. Hi from Samoa. Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, folks. I'm going to say, let me see what I have here. No, I don't think I am preaching. Am I? I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just talking, but who knows? Folks, I want to say thank you so much and share with you my information on Instagram, Carlos Todd 63, Carlos Todd 63, and a TikTok, Carlos Todd 56, on a YouTube, COTodd. Please subscribe, share. Tomorrow I'll be here live presentations, Saturday and Sundays, okay? I'll talk to you again next time.